we have a new broker that is being referred to multi-traders. And we have the man himself, the founder, the CEO, the guy who started this new broker. We're going to be introducing this new broker to multi-trader today, and it is Herenya.
You give us way too much credit, man. Thank you.
Welcome, Petri.
Thank you very much.
Have I said the word right? Let's start off with that.
Yeah. You've said it right. I mean, very technically, in the Elvish dialect would roll the R, much like in Afrikaans. But I get that not a lot of people are Afrikaans, so that's fine. So yeah, I mean, just a bit of background on the name for those that don't know. I am a big Tolkien nerd. I read a lot of the Tolkien books when I was in school, and I was a big fan. And
that's Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit.
J.R.R. Tolkien.
Them, right?
Okay.
But Lord of the Rings, I guess, is a good place to start it. Like they actually started in high school because they made us read The Hobbit as one of our books.
And the best book ever. Like one of the
from there, I just read as many of those books as I could get my hands on. So Herenya is the Elvish word for wealth.
Wealth.
Or wealthy. Yeah.
Okay.
So the first company I ever started, I was like 20 years old. It was called Herenya Trading. It was still a closed corporation. And then obviously that failed. And then started a few other companies. And eventually I got to the point where I started Herenya Capital Advisors. So we've got a presence, not physical office presence. The only physical office we have is in Johannesburg. However, our kind of traders that work with us and are part of our team. Sorry, I do have a little creature here that's going to come and say hello.
Who's that little guy?
This is Draki. So if you watched cartoons in the 80s, you'd know there was a little cartoon character called Groenie die Draak. So
okay, Draki.
So anyway, I can put her away if you think that's
no, keep him on.
More appropriate.
I've seen him on CNBC. I've seen him on Business Times. I've seen him on Twitter. He's a very popular bird.
Yep, it helps me pick stocks. Anyway, so yeah, we're kind of all over the show. We've got some guys sitting in Europe, in Poland and in Greece, and then we have Cape Town and Joburg and Pretoria. Don't know if I'll go.
One of the advantages for jumping from Joburg, Bloemfontein, Cape Town, all those places, that you get to learn who your clients are, how they are different, what their needs are and what their wants are. So I mean, it's a great opportunity for you to have done that and then open Herenya back in Joburg, because I mean, you and I, we met in Joburg 12 years ago when we were doing the tests, the RPE. It was the derivative test. Except you passed, I failed, and then the next week I finally passed the derivatives.
Yeah, I remember that. That was actually that was 12 years ago. Hey, wow.
12 years ago.
Yeah, it's been a long time, hey, that we've been pursuing the same goals, right? I guess I think, and what's cool, I think, is that of everybody that I've met through all the years at places like writing the exams and doing stuff like that. And our paths crossed a few more times. I think there was that small day trading firm that kind of opened up and didn't last very long in Rivonia. Was it Rivonia? Not Rivonia. It was Sandton. You were there as well for a little while, and then the guys closed shop. Sorry, I get attacked by this creature all the time.
Yeah, I was there. Geez, I've even forgotten that.
So yeah, our paths crossed a few times. And what's interesting to me is to see how many people that I've met over the years. And there's been lots of them, hey, that, I want to be a trader, I want to be a stockbroker, I want to go down this path. And it's not an easy path, and they all give up, except for very, very few.
Yeah, no, so, definitely. And the thing is, like, I don't believe anybody fails at trading. Nobody fails. They quit.
They give up.
It's as simple as that. Yeah. Because it took me 8 years to get it right in the trading markets. And it was just through insanity of pursuing and persisting and, getting better and all that. So nobody fails in anything in life. They only quit.
And it's just also like, I think why people, fail at it, if you will. Which, I mean, like, I agree with you, they don't really fail, they give up, right? It's easy to say, oh, they just give up, but then people are out there going, well, shit, I've lost a huge amount of money. I can't continue because I'll go broke, right?
Right.
Or I have gone broke doing this, or whatever the case is. The reality is that, and this is what makes trading hard, is that it's not about some magical system or the holy grail of strategies or whatever. The thing that makes a great trader is somebody who's willing to look at themselves and see where they are, where their shortcomings are as a person, almost, right? Impatience, revenge trading, trading too big, trading too this. If you are disciplined, lack of discipline, like, you have a trading system that 60 or 70% of the time it works. Sometimes it has long, 6 losers in a row, 10 losers in a row. Statistically, the more you trade, the more that's likely to happen. But you also know from a statistical perspective that your system has a certain, expectancy. Where you go wrong is you're not disciplined enough to follow the rules. You don't take the stop losses, or you close the trades too soon. Or when this is what happens, you don't close your losing trades, so they get too big. And when you see a little bit of green, you take the money off the table too soon. And that's the thing where you fix those things, you can make money. And that's the thing that most people can't fix. It's not that they can't fix it, it's that they're not willing to do the work to do it. And I think I was having this discussion with someone the other day. A lot of the time we say, oh, I wish, I want to be rich, or I want to be a successful trader, or I want to do whatever, right? The universe doesn't just give you these things. What it gives you is the opportunity to become the type of person that is a successful trader. So you don't want to be a successful trader, you want to be disciplined, and you want to be able to follow your strategy without hesitation, because that is what successful traders do. So rather than aspiring to be a successful trader, you should aspire to be the type of person that becomes a successful trader.
You've nailed it. You know what? When you say to become the type of person, that is a self-introspection of first finding yourself. So that your trading personality and your risk profile, you need to nail, you need to understand exactly who you are as a trader. And to do that, you need to make a lot of mistakes. You need to take a lot of, different system strategies and apply them. And then only once you've, overcome all of those strategy systems, you've found who yourself is, risk management purposes that work with you, then you'll get an idea of where to go ahead and how to progress. So, I mean, you're absolutely right with, the type of person that you are. And those that have a gambling mentality don't have problems with risk management and, trading profile. Their problem is the psychological and ego aspect that they first need to face before they move ahead with their endeavors with trading.
Yeah, because a lot of it is, it's interesting you bring up the ego. So it's something that I've been getting into quite a bit more recently is Carl Jung and Jungian psychology, right? And I think that's a very interesting journey to go through, yourself as well, is to look into some of those concepts. But the ego does amazing things, right? And predominantly what it wants is it wants to be right. And a lot of the time, we do a lot of analysis, or whatever the case is, we do a lot of work, we draw the charts, we do the reading, we do everything we need to do to take the trade, and now the trade doesn't work. And now that's why you can't close the trade, because, well, I've done all the work, why can't I make the money? And it's just, the stock market just doesn't work that way. There's no space for the ego, and the ego kind of fights with this need to be right. Yes. And the more willing you are to go, oh, well, I'm on the wrong side, close the trade, look for the next opportunity, regardless of how much work or time you've put into identifying this opportunity, you have to move on. And that's very difficult for us to do, because that's where the ego kind of clings on to this, well, I've done all the work, I want the reward. Instead of and sometimes if you do very little effort and you get a trade that's a big winner, you end up closing it too soon, because again, your ego's going, well, I didn't do any work, I don't deserve the reward. Right. So overcoming those challenges has been,
but also ego is a present oriented way of thinking. So, a lot of guys say that fear and greed is why people lose, but I think ego trumps both fear and greed, because ego is, I want to make money today. When you are into a systematical approach, it is, I want to make money by the end of this year. Now, once you get that ego phase out, then you won't have to worry about the losses to come, the winners to come. It's almost like a game plan that's fully paved out. You know they're to come, therefore why anticipate with emotions? It's like it's inevitable. The only reason that you would bring emotions into this game is, one, if you're risking too much, and two, if your ego is too high.
Look, I mean, it is money at the end of the day, so it can be a very deeply emotional thing. But I don't know. You've probably read. I mean, I know you have Trading in the Zone, where
Mark Douglas.
The idea is that you identify the emotion you're feeling, you become aware of how that emotion influences the way you make decisions, and you either counteract that to bring yourself to emotional neutrality, or if you can't do that, walk away.
Exactly.
Go for a jog, or do something else for the day. Go play golf. Do whatever it is that you want to do. Do something else. Don't make decisions. It's like when you're stuck in traffic and the guy cuts you off, your instinct is to swear. What you need to do is you need to be able to go, interesting. I want to swear at this person because he cut me off. Why am I so angry? Does it make sense to be angry? No, it doesn't. Can I be normal? Yes, it does. Or yes, I can. Okay, cool. I can carry on driving. Go home. Don't have to react. If, however, you can't do that, if you get upset at the guy in the traffic, you're probably not going to be good under pressure when you're trading, right? So that's where you can kind of start teaching yourself to be more self-aware of, like, this is what I'm feeling, this is why I'm feeling it, this is how this feeling has an impact on the way I make decisions, and either I can let go of that and come back to just being calm and normal, or I shouldn't be. And if I can't do that, it's fine, but don't make decisions while I'm feeling like this.
Yes.
I think that's where a lot of us get like, I had a losing trade, so you go double size in the opposite direction. You lose again, you go quadruple the size in the opposite direction.
You should actually do the opposite and say, when I took a losing trade, I felt emotional. So next time I'm going to risk even less so that I feel less emotional, until the point where you can take pennies, throw it on the ground and not feel that. When you have that feeling of taking a loss and not feeling the loss, that is your risk profile that you should stick to and build your portfolio on that. So, there's that general rule of risk 2% per trade. And then you get the amateurs are saying, that's nothing. You got to risk 5 to 10%. But, you do take 6 losing trades in a row. So basically you blow your account. So even 2%.
So we have a completely different approach. Sorry to interrupt. But like for us, for example, when we run portfolios for people as well. Like we've got local and offshore portfolios, so 2 different sort of portfolios that you can invest into. And if we want to take a new trade today, when the US market opens, okay, so so we want to take that trade, but because it's a slightly higher risk trade, we take 0.5%, not risk, 0.5% of total cash available, the total portfolio size, 0.5% of the money goes into one idea. That's it.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? If we really are convinced that this is a good one, we'll go like 5%. So what's our risk on that? If that goes down 10%, we lose 0.5% of total capital. That's our risk.
Not only that.
Our risk is so much lower than the retail traders, if that makes sense.
Exactly. You see why I've chosen Herenya as one of the referred brokers, because when we are day trading, we risk 0.5%, which means that you take 4 losing trades and you'll only be down 2%. Or less than 2%, because you're compounding and you're taking into account of the other portfolio. So the fact that we have a broker that is literally saying we risk 0.5% of your income with trades means that they have their full idea that they want to make money for their clients rather than make money for themselves. So, I mean, hands down, I'm so happy you actually mentioned 0.5%, because I don't know any broker that would ever say that they're dealing with their clients. Good on
Well,
you.
thank you, man. It's just, the thing is that what we've learned as well over the years is that, and I'm going to use a very old, or maybe even inappropriate sort of metaphor here, but it's like having a brokerage business is kind of like selling rope at the depression convention. A lot of people, like you say, have this gambling urge that they're trying to feed, and if it's not the casino, it's the stock market, right? And we can't endorse that, number one. And we don't want to be out there constantly looking for new clients. People come in, you push them to, don't worry, trade bigger, because the broker makes commissions. Trade bigger, trade
Exactly.
bigger, and then the client lasts 2 weeks, and you've got to find a new client. That's not a sustainable business model. So we'd rather have fewer clients, and we'd rather have clients who trade considerably smaller, but we know that we're giving them the support that they need to, one, be able to consistently grow and improve their trading. Trading is not for everyone, so there are some clients we've had to fire and say, listen, you're not, like, you're doing more damage to yourself than you're actually finding benefits, so please, we want to close your account. It's not an easy conversation to have, but we've done it for some people. Our goal is to help people actually do it successfully,
Exactly.
because if we know that they've traded, for example, take 0.5% risk per trade, if they do that consistently, then for the next 20, 30 years, they can continue to work on their skill and become a consistently successful trader. And then we have a symbiotic relationship with them, right? Versus if we encourage you to take 5% or 10% risk per trade, the probability that your account is going to last 3 months is very high. And then what? In 3 months, we've got to now find a new, sucker for the sausage factory.
Exactly.
Like, it's not how I want to do things. So we are rather ultra conservative because it is in the best interest of the client. And if you think about it very logically, it's in the best interest of the business too.
What attracted you to MultiTrader, and why do you think Herenya is a good fit?
There are a lot of service providers out there who are selling trading courses and learn how to trade and do this and do that. And, like, all you need is great teeth and follow my 3-step program and you're going to be fine. Like, most of what people sell on the internet is crap, for lack of a better term. There are, however, a handful of people that I think are teaching the right principles when it comes to trading. MultiTrader is one of those people. So there are a lot of trading educators out there that I will not endorse. But the ones that I do endorse, I don't mind working with, which is why I work with MultiTrader. So again, we've known each other for a very long time. I have a fair understanding of how your system works. I'm sure it's been refined over the years, but I also know that how your disciplined approach to how you've been using that system for a very long time, right? And that is something that I can get behind, because I know that you're not selling snake oil to people, you know what I mean? And a lot of people are. I don't want to call out the whole trading Forex education industry here in one go, but there are maybe, if I count them, 1, 2, 3, 4 people that I think are worth doing a course with, and MultiTrader, of course, is one of those 4.
Definitely. And one of the big things that you and I both strive for is doing things on ethical basis in a way that it benefits both the clients as well as the companies, ourselves. We have this urge to provide more than what we receive. So, I mean, you have gone in arms to connect Herenya to TradingView. You've spent a ton of capital. You've spent years going through this. And it's just to provide that infrastructure and the ability for clients to trade better, trade well through these platforms, through these systems, to make it, to streamline their process. And the thing is, if I have to be honest, the clients are going to get probably much more than what you're going to receive initially, because of how much you've actually spent in the last 2-3 years just to provide this to clients.
Look, yeah, it was quite a mission, and I think what I'm quite proud to say is that, even though there are other providers available to South African clients, on TradingView. Herenya is the first home brewed 100% roots in Africa company that's got a platform, that has access to it. There are other providers, obviously, but they've come from overseas to start a business here, or whatever the case is. We are from these soils, born and bred South African business that's on TradingView. So that's quite a cool thing for me, I think.
So I've changed my T-shirt. As you can see, this is the closest color to Herenya. What unique, special packages, offers, experiences does Herenya have to offer and bring to multi-traders?
Our clients liked us more than anyone else's, or than anyone else. So that's fantastic. So we were people's choice, which is, I think, a testament to show that what we're doing for our clients works. We have a community of clients where we provide them with research and ideas and a little bit of mentoring in some cases. If the guys, it's honestly, it's on you to ask, right? But we are essentially a group of people who come from a professional day trading background, who have been eating what we kill, if you will, for a very, very long time, and we are interacting with each other as well as our clients in our community. And we don't necessarily have a formal structured course, much like what MediTrader has, but we create an environment in which people can learn. So what we've learned is that there's a certain way that day trading firms work. There's a reason why the traders and day trading firms are more successful than people who are going it alone at home. So how do we create that professional day trading environment for people who are retail? Now, retail, I know, sounds terrible, but for people who can't afford to pay 20 grand a month to go sit in a day trading firm as your desk fee and give away 20% of your profit and move cities to Cape Town to go join a firm, or to move to Joburg to join a firm, because there are very few options. That's really, I think, what we do very well, and that's really sort of the core of our trading offering to our clients. And that is, that that's coming from a space. The people who are running this are people who do this for a living. If you see, like, the guy that runs our morning calls in the community, for example, he is a full-time trader. Now with the TradingView launch, we're trying to bring that a bit. We lowered that minimum deposit quite a bit. It took some doing, but we got it down to $500, so that we can have a more, I want to say, like, retail offering, so that we can expand how many people we can offer our service to. It's a scale thing, right? In the beginning, we needed fewer larger clients in order to build a decent base, and to be able to test out and build the infrastructure that we needed. Now that we're there and the infrastructure exists, we can bring the ambition is we want to be one of the bigger brokers in the country. It's great to be really popular with a very niche group of clients, but it would be even better if we could take out one of the big platforms, really go head to head with the bank. So that's really what we want to do. And the way that we do that is we expand our service offering by opening it up to more, let's call them, I don't want to say retail. It's a lot of people feel a bit touched on their studio if you call them retail.
You say retail, I literally just say dumb money. We are all dumb money. So that's even worse than retail.
It's not like that, I promise. But I don't know. We want to just be able to bring the service offering to a lot more people. And I think that MediTrader is one way. The advantage we see with MediTrader, bringing on traders that have come through MediTrader, at least, is that, one, they have a certain set of, like, a base knowledge, gone through a course, or they've got enough knowledge, and they've kind of had a little bit of mentoring and coaching and teaching, so that they, one, understand what we're talking about in the Discord. That's sometimes very challenging to people that don't necessarily, like, they come on board and they don't necessarily know what the hell is going on, right? So that is good. I think I think MediTrader will lay a good foundation, and then when they join in with us, and we give them, access to trade their accounts through TradingView, we give them great support, and we give them, research and all the other things that they might need. Again, it's up to the trader to take advantage of that. There's not compulsory that they must, hang out with us all day, every day. They can if they want to. So I think that's a great advantage for them. And I think that if they come in having gone through the MediTrader program, then at least they have a good footing to come in. And I think it's a fantastic way for us to get, a broader kind of base of people that are trading through us.
Right. So there's 5 things that Petri has mentioned throughout what he's just said that I want to just sum up, because, for example, when he said I kick out trolls, he doesn't kick out trolls out of the company. He actually has an added extra service with a Discord server, which is like a group or a chat room where, people will share their experiences with Herenya, their trade ideas, their, questions and answers. So he is building a community. So the first thing was that when you are a standard or a premium member of Herenya, you'll get to join the Discord. The second thing, what Petri said, is that he wants people to have more access to the trading platform, and that is with TradingView. The third one is that he wants people to be able to afford to trade using TradingView, using the trading platform, using Velocity Trader, and that is by having a minimum account size of not 50,000 Rand, not 25,000 Rand, but 500 Rand. I mean, that is just amazing. The fourth thing, what he said, is that that he's going to be able to manage, and obviously his team manage people's portfolios through structured asset products, which you will learn when you sign up with Herenya. The fifth thing, now I can think of a sixth thing, but the fifth thing is that he said that he wants to educate and inform his clients so that they do not lose money. So the fifth thing is that he provides weekly game plans and insights and information. You see him on TV all the time with his bird. And every time you see Petri, his services, his offerings, you're gaining those insights and, game plans to help you with your trading. And the sixth thing that he mentioned is that he does these presentations and offers these resources for clients to take on, build their skills, and to eventually build their portfolio, because his outcome, or his, what he wants, is for his clients to win with him, just like I want my guys to win with me. Right? Is that right?
Yes, that is correct. I want to just add something. We run offshore portfolios, and this is pure offshore, so your money goes out of South Africa. A lot of guys do like, oh, you've got an offshore portfolio, but you make use of an asset swap, and you might be dollar denominated, but your funds are still in South Africa. So when you divest from that portfolio, you get converted back to rands. We do it proper offshore. We'll help you with a tax clearance. We've got an accountant for that. We take your money out of South Africa, and once it's out, right? And we have a managed portfolio that we run for clients there. And then locally, we have what's called the strategic opportunities portfolio. It's a bit more actively traded. It's focused on the JSE, and that sort of works like it's technically called an equity index basket, but it's a unitized portfolio that people can buy into. Works very much like a little pseudo closed-end hedge fund, right? So those are the two managed products that we have. It is not compulsory that you have those products. We offer them to people should they want them. We, obviously it's a part of our business that we're trying to grow as well, is the asset management portion, but it's not a prerequisite for you to be our client that you must have assets under management from, by us. Not that I know of.
For
I'm
example,
not sure that I understand the question.
I have clients that are based in the UK, in Germany,
Right.
and in Ireland, and they obviously want to be able to trade JSE stocks, JSE indices. They want to gain more exposure to the South African market. So what can you say to these guys on how they can open an account with Herenya, and what the minimum account and balances and the costs that are involved?
Okay, so we can accommodate them. The only jurisdiction we can't take accounts from, well, there are a few sanctioned countries. So sorry, Iran, not for you.
Iraq.
Yeah. Also the US, we can't take from the US, but
they don't
else,
trade CFDs.
They don't do CFDs, yeah. So we can't take US clients, but we can take clients from basically anywhere else. So if you are opening a rand denominated account and you can fund your account with rands, then the minimum is 500 rand. If you want a US dollar denominated account or a euro or a pound denominated account, those are the other options that we have. The account still works exactly the same way. Basically, one currency, one base currency, allows you access to buy shares basically anywhere in the world, right? You don't have to convert between currencies. So you can put rands in and buy an Australian stock, or put rands in and buy a US stock, or a British stock, or a German stock. If the stock is not available on the platform, let us know, we'll add it, right? So we can do that for a rand account with global access, or a euro account, or a pound account, or a US dollar account. If you want a pound, euro, or dollar account, the minimum deposit for that is a bit higher, unfortunately. It's 1,000 of the underlying currency. So it's either $1,000, 1,000 pounds, or 1,000 euros, right?
Okay.
That's quite a bit more than 500 rand. So if you want a rand denominated account, easy peasy, $500. If you want a dollar, euro, or pound account, it's 1,000 rand. And you must just please let us know, because there's additional forms that you have to complete. The W8BEN form, which is a US sort of tax form, and then we're going to need certified passports, copies, and a couple of other things. So during your application process, you're welcome to send us an email, or you guys will be going through a portal directly, sort of specifically built for MattyTrader. So maybe when you do your account application, you do want to have a dollar denominated account, just pop Tim on an email. He'll let us know, and we'll then ensure that we do the extra due diligence to get the foreign currency account open for you. There's no additional cost or anything like that from a monthly perspective to have a dollar denominated account. A lot of people prefer it. It's not compulsory, but it is an option.
Petri, is there anything else that you want to mention that we haven't mentioned today? For example, where can we see you other than with Herenya? Which TV programs, which radio stations, where can we see you and your bird?
So every second Monday, I'm on Business Day Television for Trade of the Week. News, I think it's E-News, the morning show at 6:30 in the morning. They make me do TV. Sure, that's early. So it's
you at your house at least?
Yeah, that one's at home. That one's at home. And then there's Newsroom Africa, and then there's also sort of just random ad hoc things. CakeNet had a show that I was on quite often as well. And then radio is also sort of ad hoc, so 702 sometimes. A lot of MoneyWeb Now. It's a great podcast. If you're not listening to it, I recommend it. It's a great roundup of news overnight. Some important things to look at. And that's also at, I think, 6:30 in the morning.
Twitter, what is your Twitter handle?
So the one they can follow is at Herenya Capital. And my personal one is at Trader Petri, which can sometimes be a little off topic.
And also Petri is joining us on MattyTrader Discord. So if you have any questions as premium or supreme members, you'll be able to ask him questions there. I've dragged him onto Discord, and he's going to be staying there, hopefully.
Great. And then obviously, if any clients that do open accounts with us are welcome to join our Discord as well. And I think it's probably a good idea to add Tim onto that, so that he can be there to answer any questions for the Matty traders as well. And it's a nice little cross-pollination, if you will.
All right, Petri. Well, thanks for the interview, and thank you very much for having Herenya as a referred broker for MattyTrader. I know my guys are going to be very happy with your services and what you have to offer. And obviously below you'll be able to get the link to read more about Herenya, as well as signing up using that link, so that he knows that a MattyTrader is signing up, so you can get special attention.
Yeah. Just a final thought from me. I'm very excited to get going with you guys. I'm looking forward to meeting some of the MattyTraders, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to be a part of the community.
Fantastic. Thank you, Petri.
It's a pleasure. Thank you, Matt.
Until next time.